Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Open Knowledge Share. Today we'll discuss about how to deal with date and time in Python. For doing so, I'll be using Datetime library. So let's import Datetime, and now to define a date in Python, we can use datetime.date. We can see like format here, year, month and day. We need to specify the year, month and the day. Let me give like 2022 as year, and month as a December, and date as 15. It would understand like this is the date here. And similarly, in case if you want to define a time, datetime.time, the arguments would be hour, minute, second, microsecond. Give like 20 hours, 40 minutes, 36 seconds. And similarly, you can also give like microseconds. So I'm not giving it here. So it would understand that this is a time. Say you have taken this date and you would like to add time to it. We have to use Timedelta function. I would like to know the date 5 days after this. So you have to specify days equal to 5. So similarly, not just days, you can also give like hours, minutes and all. But let's first see the days. See, you can see it has come till like 20 because it is 15th December and like 5 days has been added. It would be 20th December. We can also add time to this. Days equal to 5 hours, 4 hours. Maybe it's not necessary that we have to mention all. You can see here it has shown only date, but it has not shown the time. So for that, instead of date, we have to use the date time variable, which contains both time and date. So then it would actually contain this. So date time is a function which we use in case if you want to deal with both time and date, same as this, but just that instead of date, we have replaced it with date time. So now you could see along with the date, it has also given us a few more things, which was like hour, minute and seconds. In this, if you want to know the time exact now, you can use datetime.datetime.now. Now today's date is 22nd December, 16 hours, 19 minutes, 59 seconds, and these are the microseconds. So this is the date by the time it has run, and as well as the time. Now the same time, this is not in a readable format. So to convert it into readable format from the date time, we can use something like ctime, which would give us a readable format of time. So here you can see this is Thursday, December 22nd, and this is 1621, the time which was in 24-hour format, and this is a seconds, and here is a year. If you want these values instead of in specific format, so there is a way to do it. So convert this into a string, but in the format which you intend to do. So there is drift time, and here we have to mention the timestamp date time object, and then that would be converted into a intended string, and we have to specify the format of the string, and it would convert into that. For year, we have to use %y. For month, we have to use %m, small d for day. Hours is capital H, capital M is for minutes, and capital S. This would give us here date time till the seconds now, time when it is getting compute, and then out of which it would display the fields that was specified in this format. So apart from this seconds, it also has few more formats. I would give us 12-hour format. Apart from this, there is also one more indicator for saying it's an AM or PM, that is using this %p. There are few others like A, %B, %c. In the documentation of date time, all these are available, what actually it means. Here 4 is I in 12-hour format, and this PM is small p, and similarly %a would give us what is the day, %b would give us the month, so %small c would give us the c time, which was here, and instead of c time, you can also specify just %c in this format. It would give us, print us this thing. So %x would give us this, just the time, not just the time now. We can also give some time like which we specified here, and with even from that, like you can extract these things. I'll use this date time instead of using time now. I'll be using some specified date, and if I would like to represent that in the format which I mentioned above, it has given the time like which was specified here, 20th December 2022 and 4 a.m. So that is how it has represented, and we would also know the day, which weekday, and so on, similar to like what we have done earlier. Let's say like you have a string, and from this it can if you would like to convert it into a date time variable, so we have to use strip time instead of strips. So there is only difference of one character here, which would give us the inverse function of previous. So let's say I have passed this string, and this string, if I would like to convert into datetime object, so we have to specify like what is the format of this. So it was in this format. Just for simplicity, I have used the same. So, and if you run, it would return as the datetime object. Using these, we can create a timestamp, encode and decode a timestamp. This is used to create a folder or like add a suffix to the file to save it like with the timestamp. That can be done by using the same. If you would like to use this date, maybe combine these things and get the underscore, and this usually like this is a practice to convert it into a string, and this will be used as a name of a folder or like add it to a prefix, so of saving some files like at different time intervals. This again, like we'll use strip time to read it back from the like timestamp. You can read it back by using the same kind of a function. You have some string like this, you know format of it. By giving the exact format, it would understand like what time it is. Similarly, apart from this, like let's say I'm using the date time now, and to this, in case if you use ISO format, it would give us some certain format like which was used in some cases. This is about date time. As we are discussing now about date and time, so in case if you would like to measure some time taken for executing some part of code, so there is a library called time. We can import time.time would give us time information like now, save it in some start variable like start time, and then I'll be adding some code, and after this code like we have to measure the time again, and so I'm saving it in end time. The difference between these two would be the time taken to execute this program. So let's print that. So you can see like this has run, like it has saved the time, start time stamp, and as well as the end time, and the difference between those two is the time taken to execute this task. So this was executed within a fraction of a second. This is how we can measure the time. So let's say in case if you have a larger programs, it would come like hundreds of seconds as well. And in some cases, if it is a small program, it can be a fraction of a second like this. This method would be handy in measuring the time taken to run some couple of lines of code or maybe the whole program as well.